G'day chaps, and welcome back to my Elite Dangerous Let's Play. Now, where are we up to? What are we doing? So, I'm actually doing two missions at the same time. I've done one expansion mission already. It was very smooth, very easy. Now I'm doing an expansion mission and control mission at the same time. So, I've picked up the cargo we need for the expansion mission already. Then I'm going to go to the control mission, pick up the cargo to Fortify, and I'm going to go back to the system we're in, which needs fortifying, drop that control cargo off, pick up a bit more expansion cargo, and take it to its destination. Plus, in the meantime, I'm also going to make a little cache. So we are going to Rhea, which is the capital of our power, and I should be able to show you where that is. Where are we? This is quite confusing. Let's make it simpler. That's better. Okay, so this is our power. I've chosen Felicia Winters, obviously. We're down there, and we are heading to Rhea, which is there. But I took a look at one of the trade tools, and I saw that Rhea demands land enrichment systems, and I can get them from my destination. If I can zoom in, niche. So that's where I'm heading now. I'm going to pick up some goods. Turn the head tracker back on. I'm going to pick up some goods and gonna then head to Rhea. Going to sell those goods, pick up the cargo for the control mission. Make sure there's no traffic. And we're going to come back to where we are now, which is called Charonda, which is a control system for Felicia Winters. Drop off that control cargo, hopefully get 10 merits, I think, for that. Now I'm going to pick up a little more cargo. Ooh. Just flew right by me. A little more cargo for the expansion mission. Now I've already got... I shouldn't do this, but it's okay. I've already got 20 cargo of federal aid. This is for the expansion mission. Now I've got 20 because between ending the last episode and starting this one, I had a break, and I was reading up. I just watched the two launch trailers. Sorry, one launch trailer from Frontier about Powerplay, and then I watched the first of their explanation videos, which I think are fantastic because Powerplay is very, very complex indeed. So the fact that they are creating these videos is brilliant. It also means, unfortunately, that you're not going to need me to make a guide anymore. I think Frontier will have pretty much covered it. That's what I thought was going to happen. So I can't get through. Got a dirty great planet in the way. Let's see if we can get to where we're going in a different way. Let's have a look. So for this, I just want to go to realistic. What systems do we have? So I'm trying to get up there. What else do we have? I'll take this one. Jump there first. Oh, bugger. Didn't work. Let's try this one. Can I do that in one jump? Yes. Where is it? Right. It's not stuck behind the planet. Right, I'll jump there first, and then I'll reset my destination to niche, where we're going. So yeah, back to the tutorials. It seems like Frontier have released its first tutorial at the time of making this video, which is the first day of Powerplay. If you've not watched it, it seems incredibly well written. They've done it right. I've obviously put a lot of time into making that tutorial, and again, yeah, very good. This is a very complicated update, and it's going to be a while before people really sort of get the hang of it, so very cool indeed. I will I need to reset my destination, so I'm just going to park here. And fuel scoop, just make sure my I'm not going to overheat too quickly. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to refuel while I set my destination. So we are going to Noosh, and in that system, I love this that you can do this. We're going to Descartes. So we should now have our destination. I don't really bother refueling that often. I don't particularly care about saving 2,000 or 3,000 credits here or there. It's more about how long it takes for me. But if there's an instance like that where, you know, I'm kind of, I have a minute to reset my time or whatever, and there happens to be a star, fantastic. Yeah, of course, I'll refuel and save a little bit of cash. But yeah, I think I actually have I think I have an A-class fuel scoop, but as you can see then, it's not particularly effective, so if you have any reasons why this might be, perhaps you could tell me in the comments. It's supposed to be a good one, but doesn't seem too great. Let me see if I can see what class it is. Where are we? Modules. So it says the class there. This is B. This is A. So for the big things, shield generator A, cell bank A, shield booster B. You know, the big stuff, the power distributor, I've gone for A. Fuel, yeah, fuel scoop is A. Okay, so that's A3. And I think the higher, if it's A3, I think the higher that number is, the better, I think. So A4, A3 would be better than A2. I don't know, I don't really get it. But yeah, I've tried to save money on the stuff that didn't matter. For example, frame shift drive, interdictor. Doesn't really matter for me how, because the only improvement, if you buy a really good one, the only real difference is that you can interdict from slightly further away, and I mean, who cares, really? If you're that bothered, just get a bit closer. But some things, power distributor, obviously, and power plant. Power plant was the main one because the ASP is actually, it uses a lot of power, and I had some real issues with my weapon loadout because of power, and I had to do things like, and I think I'm still doing it now. I had to shut my fuel scoop off.
Fuel scooping.
Not fuel scoop, sorry. Cargo scoop. I had to turn my cargo scoop off. I think I've done that now. Nope. Cargo hatch. Okay, so I'm just under the power limit. But for a lot of the time previously, until I upgraded, I was always over the limit. But yeah, pretty happy with my loadout now. Not had any combat yet. I've decided before the end of the day, so before the end of this series of this Let's Play, I'm going to go try an undermining mission 2. Much more exciting, it seems. I had a quick look in between episodes, and it's cool that there are different actions you can perform against each power if you want to undermine them, or if you want to help stop their expansion. So I had a look at Hudson's, which is the other power, the other federal power. I'm a federal power. And his were... didn't really understand it. His were about stealing cargo. I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to do that without getting a bounty. But yeah, his were about stealing power. The ones against the Empire seemed more straightforward. That was more about fighting. I'm on the wrong side of the planet. Alright, I'm gonna have to do a little loop-de-loop here. Can't see. There we go. So as always, I'm trying to use the planet to slow down here. So I'm trying to come in just at an angle. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that'll do. Yep. And yeah, then against the Alliance, it was pretty boring missions. It was kind of economic-y type ones, so delivering stuff. But against the Independent, Liu Yong, whatever his name is, they're pure combat missions, and yeah, I fancy having a go at that. I need to rank up my... Oh shit, why... hang on. That's better. I need to rank up my combat anyway. And just for a bit of variety, you can only move goods around for so long before you get bloody bored.
Docking request granted.
So yeah, if I hit rank 2, and I've done some expansion, some control, fortifying, and some undermining missions, I think I'll have explored most of what Powerplay and Elite Dangerous now have to offer, and giving you a good idea. I'm still speeding. Yeah, that's better. Landing bay 5. Right, there we are. Right there. Throttle down. Use my
landing gear deployed.
Other boosters to align myself. Throttle up a tiny bit here. Get aligned. Yeah, that'll do. Line her up. Very slow and steady. Look at that. Like driving a turtle. Kyang.
Docking successful.
Beautiful.
Engines disengaged.
Okay. So I'm here to pick up land enrichment. I'll just have a quick look at the bulletin board. I can't help myself. Just need to know if there's any easy cash to be made. Take your time. Okay. Nothing really. Kill some pirates. We're not into combat yet, so I'll leave that. Right, we are after... Where is it? Where are you? Land enrichment systems. Supply high. Perfect. Good price. Well below the galactic average. 76. Yes, that makes sense. So, don't need to refuel. Let us set ourselves our target. So we're going to Rhea. Select that. And choose our station. Closest to it, here we go. It's got everything, including the black market. Not that that's really relevant. Let's take that as our point. Common metallic reserves, that's interesting. So Rhea, the capital of our entire powers. Just going to make a note of that. Rhea, common metallic reserves. I do want to give mining a try. And now that Frontier have decided not to introduce this 10% tax on swapping loadouts at this stage, they will introduce some kind of money sink at another stage, which they have to do. It's a good idea. Yeah, but at this stage, it doesn't cost you anything to. Just making some notes here. It doesn't cost you anything to swap your loadout out. Now, I reckon, my guess is that they're gonna introduce basically what people have asked for. So they've asked for a kind of a hangar or a home, and I don't know. I like the idea of choosing a base system and being able to pay for a kind of you know, what would you call it? A hangar, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it'd be a hangar. You pay for a hangar. Maybe you pay weekly, monthly. Maybe you just buy it outright. Buying it outright would be kind of cool. It'd be nice to own something in a certain system. Yeah, and then the idea being that you can store your spare modules there if you're not using them, and that it gives you something to invest in. And I think that would be good too, because that would give you more of a sense of location. I mean, this previously you could go anywhere and it didn't really matter. There were no penalties for doing so. Now that's completely changed, obviously. So I can't just go and fly into Empire space anymore. I will be a target for anyone and everyone. So I'm really stuck much more to my my power space, and I like that. I think that's fantastic. It gives you more of a sense of home, more of a sense of ownership. And let's just line ourselves up here. Yeah, so if you could add a hangar and a place to save your stuff into that, then you get an area of space that you really feel like is yours, and you're going to get more attached to it. And then if another power tries to undermine it, you're really going to care. You're going to defend it. You're going to throw your resources into it, everything you can. And there'll be a real cost if you lose it too. So you'll have more emotional investment in the game, and that's fantastic. You know, that's what games need. Really good games. Just think of XCOM off the top of my head. You get characters, you can customize them completely, rename them, and they can die in combat. And if they die, that's it, they're gone. So you get attached to them. The same thing with systems. If you had a hangar and if you had a home system that you could make your own, even a home station, it starts to really mean something to you. Yeah. There seems to be enough demand. Again, this is from Reddit, and I know from the newsletters that the guys at Frontier do read are very active on the Reddit threads for Elite Dangerous, because they often take screenshots that have been there, or interesting stuff, and that they put that in their newsletters. I'm on the wrong side again. Right, I'm going to slow right down. Can't really do a loop at this stage, so I'm going to try and just come in at an angle, which is actually a bit trickier for me because I never normally fly this way. Rhea's gorgeous, that planet. No, I guess the planet's not called Rhea. Federal agent. Interesting. So, I've slowed right down. It would be highly unlikely you see any other... oh, fuck! What the fuck? Who could this be? I don't want to find out. I've got an enormous cargo of very expensive goods here. Shit. Oh, it's looking good. Ha ha ha, fucker! I have no idea who or what that was. But, oh, I got the heart rate pounding. Let's get to our station quickly. I think we're safe for the moment, because that means that whoever tried to interdict me and failed has now dropped out of hyperspace. I'm going too slowly. Right, safe. If I didn't have such a big cargo, I would have dropped out and given them a run for their money, but I'm not going to lose this cargo, especially with the federal aid that I've got here. That's not worth losing.
Docking request granted.
We are on a mission. Whew. That is exciting when that happens. And I wonder who the hell that could have been. It was an NPC. It wasn't a human player. I could tell because it wasn't a hollow icon. So while that interdiction was going on, I just glanced at my radar there, and I could see that there was a red icon, and that was the one that was interdicting me. Red. They become red because the system marks them as an enemy, which is very useful. And I could see that that icon was filled in, which means it was an NPC, computer-controlled sprite. And I wonder who the hell it could have been, because this is supposed to be the most secure of secure systems for my power. So I'm curious. But we will never know. I'm going too fast. Slow down. Don't crash. Shit. Ooh, that was close. At least scratch the nose. Beautiful. Right, so we are here to deliver our cash making goods. Let's do that first. Should make a decent profit off these. Yeah. There we go. Nice. 90 grand. And let's refuel. Can't be bothered scooping. And then we're here to pick up. We are... What? Ah, interesting. Okay, so if we want to fortify or control or do expansion missions, they're all part of the same quota. So you can only do one per half hour. That's interesting. So I reckon this is it's a little short, but it's a perfect place to end this episode. I'll call it a day here. I'll pick it up in the next one when I'll take on this cargo, and we'll head back to do our Fortify missions and control missions. See you then, guys. Ciao.